The Ordinary's AHA BHA peeling solution class action lawsuit. Is The Ordinary being sued? Is this causing chemical burns to people's faces, and is it going to get ripped off the market due to human health and safety standard violations? Let's look into the Facebook ads that are hinting towards this and actually dig into the law firm that is behind this. What are class action lawsuits, and what does this mean for you, for me, and for some of our favorite products here? It seems like anytime anything good hits the market, there's always someone who's just trying to either rip it off or remove it from our beautiful little hands. And let me tell you, you're going to have to pry this from my dead hands because I absolutely love this. As a medical esthetician, I am aware of how chemical peels work. I've worked with doctors and dermatologists to administer chemical peels, and there are definitely some that you should not do over the counter. Yet there are things such as alpha hydroxy acids or beta hydroxy acids that are safe to do at home. Now, should you be doing high strength chemical peels at home? Obviously not. Common sense is not all that common, but you know, for your friend who didn't know, maybe you could share this video with them. But simultaneously, there are some products that we have over the counter that kind of walk that line of when is this consumer versus when is this professional. For example, this product is not available in Canada or in other places, and it's because in Canada, they have different regulations on how high you can have a percentage or an active in skincare. When you turn over your skincare labels, you know how you see active ingredients and then inactive ingredients? There are certain ones that fall under drug or OTC over-the-counter classification. Now, in America, and specifically in California, where I am, the highest over-the-counter concentration of salicylic acid for the skin that you can get is 2%. The highest you can get over-the-counter for AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids, is 30%. This product contains both, and it is a strong peeling mask. The Ordinary says so on their website. They're very clear about how to use it. 10 minutes, dry skin. It's not for those who are new to skincare. Let's just put this on our face, why don't we? Just so that I can show you something. Now, disclaimer, you shouldn't be doing what I'm about to do if you've never used an alpha hydroxy acid or a beta hydroxy acid before. If you have paper cuts or cat scratches, or if you are afraid that you might not be able to handle this, you should be using gloves. We've actually filmed an entire video of how to use this for first-time applicants and how to have an acid neutralizer on hand just in case something does go wrong. You don't want to get this in your eyes. You don't want to apply this and go out in the sun. You don't want to give yourself a chemical burn, which unfortunately, yes, some people have received. Let's talk about that. But first, let's just dab this into my skin. As you can see, I have acne, so this product is really a godsend for me. And for those who can't afford to see a medical esthetician like myself, a regular esthetician, a dermatologist, or someone who can help with their skin, this product provides a lot of resources and a lot of fun for the social media postings. Now, if you look online, you will find people that have had negative reactions with this product. Again, it's not for the faint of heart. There was someone named Sarah who shared her experience and what actually happened to her face. There's also a girl named Camilla who opened up and shared photos about her experience, and many other people who haven't come forward and shared photos of what's happened to them. When you look at these photos and when you read these people's stories, it is scary. And if this product is doing this to people on a regular basis, that's a problem. But here is the question. Is this actually the cause, or were these people using other products in tandem? Were these people on medications? Had they ever used chemical exfoliants or peels before? Did they go out in the sun? Technically, there are consumer products that over the counter can be extraordinarily dangerous, but simultaneously, a lot of that kind of boils down to the use. Is someone following directions or not? Manufacturers' directions say dry skin, 10 minutes, no more, even potentially less. And you know that I understand my skin very well. For me, this does not even sting. I can tolerate this very well. My skin can handle this. Someone who's sensitive or has broken skin or is applying this over a sunburn or who is on an antibiotic, their skin might be thinner. They might not be able to handle something like this at all. But again, there are some people who want to try this and they don't know where they fall on that spectrum. And that's why I literally created a video with gloves to protect your hands from paper cuts and chemical burns, and recommended having an acid neutralizer on hand just in case something goes wrong. You should always be patch test this stuff, and you should always take it slow. This should not be your first introduction into acids. You should try 0.5% of salicylic acid, or 5% glycolic acid, or 1% glycolic acid, but simultaneously, it looks pretty freaky. We've seen on TikTok some people promoting some really bad habits. Common sense is not all that common, right? Well, guess who knows that? law firms, and lawyers with lots of money. There are a lot of laws or consumer products out there that are dangerous that consumers need to be protected from. But there are also a lot of law firms out there that see easy money when they see something that could possibly go wrong. The way I found out about this potential class action lawsuit was from our beautiful butterfly community. One of you emailed me with photos and details about what you saw on Reddit and Facebook. Essentially, it looks like there are ads that are popping up online that are sponsored by a law firm asking people if they've used The Ordinary's AHA/BHA peeling solution, stating that people might be entitled to financial compensation if you did. But what exactly is a class action lawsuit? Who is the company, the law firm that's actually behind this? And if a class action lawsuit did actually happen, because from what I can tell it hasn't yet, does that mean that they would actually take this product off the market? Does this mean legislative change would be made to what we consider over the counter in the skincare industry? Does this mean that I would be deprived of one of my favorite skincare products that has ever graced the keratinocytes on my face? Possibly, and that's really not something that I like to hear. But when you actually take a look at this, and if you understand data science and do a little bit of research on advertisements, you can actually look at this ad as well as the website it links to and even the other advertisements that this law firm is putting out there. This is the Bursor Law Group from Pennsylvania, and this is not their first class action lawsuit. They seem to be protecting a lot of consumers and going after different companies, but also winning some lawsuits that kind of seem frivolous, like was this even necessary? A class action lawsuit is where a bunch of people get together, they're represented by lawyers, and they normally go after large corporations. Now this seems great, right? Hey, a product or a service from a company hurt me, I was ripped off, I get financial compensation, and a lot of people come together to say, hey, this is wrong, we need a change in legislation. Well, sometimes, absolutely yes. If it weren't for class action lawsuits, we wouldn't have the information or the warnings on tobacco products and cigarettes the way we do. Basically, these large tobacco companies knew that their products were causing human harm, but they weren't opening up about that. So a bunch of people who had been harmed by this product got together and with the help of lawyers said, you need to show us what your data and research actually says. When they did, they said, oh shit, this is bad. And then they had to state, hey, our product is a carcinogen. It can cause cancer and harm to human health. But there are also class action lawsuits that are completely blown out of proportion and just blatant cash grabs. Look at the Starbucks lady. She tried to create a class action lawsuit against Starbucks for serving drinks with too much ice. She was being ripped off, but she kept on buying the product. And you could just order light ice, and it wasn't posing a harm to human health. And they weren't being deceptive about it either. Some of these class action lawsuits really come out of thin air, and they're really just trying to get money a quick and easy way that is really unethical, in my opinion. But when it comes to this class action lawsuit with The Ordinary, what is going on? Again, when you actually click this link, you are brought to Bursor's website where it says, hey, there's a free consultation. Come talk to us and see what's going on. And basically, they are trying to collect data, finding people who maybe have been harmed by this and seeing, is this a big enough issue that we can go make a case against this? Now, if this is actually a harm to human health, if this is false advertising and we need some truth in advertising, then that is a great thing. The problem is that at the end of the day, in class action lawsuits, normally it's the law firm that are the winners. And what comes out of these class action lawsuits are usually, a couple $100,000, maybe $1 million that is split between all of the people who helped to build that case. And it also usually comes with legislative change. So in the case of tobacco, we have to have new regulations on that. In the case of something like this, would it mean that The Ordinary has to relabel? Would it mean that they're actually banned from selling this product altogether and they have to have it ripped off the market? Or would it mean that we actually have to change legislation, no longer making 30% acids available over the counter? And then when it comes to this actual lawsuit, it doesn't seem like it's a lawsuit yet. This class action has not been filed. I don't even know if there's enough people for them to file one because, again, a lot of people love this product. And you're going to need to have a case to prove that beyond reasonable doubt, this product is causing human harm to multiple people and that it's actually the product, not people using it incorrectly. You always follow manufacturers' directions and there's a reason they put it on there. But for me, yes, I'm not advocating this at all, but I can leave this on longer because I'm medically trained to and I understand my skin and I know what's going to happen to me and I've patch tested and I've done this stuff. But for others, this is intense. And that is why the experience with this and many other skincare products are so subjective. But again, that's why this law firm is going after it. And when you actually look at the other ads that they have, they are are gathering market research. They are paying money to Facebook to advertise these law cases, from houses on fire to supplements at Walmart to actually Herbivore. Do you guys remember when Herbivore launched this retinol serum and it was shown to have like a very small amount of retinol? Yeah, they've actually got live Facebook ads as of today where they're trying to get feedback and see how many people purchased this product, and they're probably planning to put together a case and try to sue Herbivore as a class action lawsuit or settle out of court to help the brands save face, and get a bunch of money to line their pockets and maybe give $3 to $5 to any of the consumers that purchased it. Sounds like they're doing that to The Ordinary too. And again, where do I sit on this, and like what does this mean for you at the end of the day? We need to be protected. Companies don't always have a consumer's best interest in mind, so I think that class action lawsuits can be very, very helpful when done right. But when they're just a cash grab and you're trying to sue Starbucks for putting ice in their drinks, or you're trying to sue a really good over-the-counter product just because you could make a little bit of money, that to me is a little bit overbearing. But again, I don't actually know how big this issue is. Is it a harm to human health and people just haven't spoken up about it? I feel like the internet is very vocal, and I feel like if this were causing major chemical burns to people, we would hear more about it. But you know, I don't want to discredit those people's experiences and those situations. First-degree burns and second-degree burns are not to be around with. I did a video talking about the 3 things that I wish I would have known before trying this. And in that, a lot of people wanted a video on like, okay, how do you press reset if you did overdo it? That's a video that perhaps I'll do if you still want it. Maybe even a video on how to work up to this peel. If you want a video on how to do that at home, we can talk about it. But remember, skincare, especially skincare that kind of bridges that line of consumer versus medical grade, it needs common sense. And common sense is what? Not all that common. The viewers here are skintellectuals, so you understand what this actually entails, why you need to wear SPF, which is your BFF, among other things. But I want to know, do you think that this lawsuit could get formed, and do you think it could go anywhere? Do you think that if it did, it would risk this product being pulled off of shelves, or do you think it would cause cosmetic regulatory standards to be changed? Do you think that's necessary? Have you been hurt by this? If so, there's a website with a bunch of lawyers for you right there in the description. But at the end of the day, I love this product. It works for me. I'm going to continue using it, and I hope we don't see it go anywhere anytime soon. So the moral of the story is don't do stupid skincare, wear your sunscreen, stay hydrated, and always be beautiful both inside and out. I love you, beautiful butterflies, and I cannot wait to see you in the comment section of this video. I'm gonna go wash this off my face now. Love you guys. Bye.